Ever since we opened our doors in 1964, Davis Ford in Fulton has been committed to providing the highest level of customer service and customer satisfaction. That level of commitment is shown in our 18 Ford President's Awards for overall customer experience. Whether you're looking for a tune-up, a trade-in, or a new F-150, the team at Davis Ford is here to serve you. Come see us today in Fulton. Call us at 662-862-3711 or visit us online at davisfordsales.com. Davis Ford, small town dealership, small town prices.
First American offers online and mobile banking features to make your banking experience easy and safe. Activate or deactivate your debit card as needed, attach images to your transactions, apply travel notices to your account, and make person-to-person payments. You can even set up text alerts to guard against unauthorized spending or just to monitor your account balance. The best part is that you can bank anytime, anywhere. At First American National Bank, get that hometown feel the high-tech touch.
Today tastes like a home game, like a huddle. Tastes like we're bringing the heat, and like a front row seat. Today tastes like we're a team, and it never tasted this good.
Ever since we opened our doors in 1964, Davis Ford in Fulton has been committed to providing the highest level of customer service and customer satisfaction. That level of commitment is shown in our 18 Ford President's Awards for overall customer experience. Whether you're looking for a tune-up, a trade-in, or a new F-150, the team at Davis Ford is here to serve you. Come see us today in Fulton. Call us at 662-862-3711 or visit us online at davisfordsales.com. Davis Ford, small town dealership, small town prices.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Our umpires are MIA. Don't really know where they are right now, so we're going to give you today's Tupelo Coca-Cola Mollingworth starting lineups. And let's start with Co-Lin. It's going to be Megs leading things off. She's playing third base. Kivett will be batting second. She's a center fielder. Weeks will be playing second base. She's batting third. Batting fourth will be Richardson. She's the shortstop. The DP here in game two will be West. She's batting in that 5 spot. Batting in the 6 hole is Cole. She'll be playing first base. Left fielder is Phillips. She'll be batting 7th. Batting 8th will be Spites. She's catching. Moak will be batting 9th, playing in right field. Blackburn is the pitcher here in game 2 for Co-Lin. Both these teams have been huddled up waiting for the umpires to get here, and so are we. So let's take a look at today's Tupelo Coca-Cola bottling lineups. Starting lineups here for ICC and Coke. Now, that's a winning combination, and Coach Ernest hopes she's got that winning combination put together here in game 2 to be able to bounce back and earn a split here with the number 7 team in the country. It'll look like this for ICC. Leading things off will be Sarah Kate Thompson. She'll be playing second base. Center fielder will be Sammy Day Jones. Pitching and batting third will be Julia Shaw. Catching and batting fourth is Riley Tyree. Haley Albertson will be the DP here in game 2. She'll be batting 5th. Batting 6th, playing first base will be Rain Rippey. Avery Wolf will be the third baseman. She's batting 7th. Batting 8th is Bailey Ware. She'll be in right field. And this is where we're going to have a little bit of a change here. In left field is going to be Allie Beckley. She's batting 9th. The flex player will be Hallie Turner. She will be the shortstop here in game 2. We're going to take a break. Come back with maybe more of the Davis Ford pregame show. Maybe that First American National Bank opening pitch, as we continue to await the arrival of the umpires here for Game 2. Back with more right after this.
Ever since we opened our doors in 1964, Davis Ford in Fulton has been committed to providing the highest level of customer service and customer satisfaction. That level of commitment is shown in our 18 Ford President's Awards for overall customer experience. Whether you're looking for a tune-up, a trade-in, or a new F-150, the team at Davis Ford is here to serve you. Come see us today in Fulton. Call us at 662-862-3711 or visit us online at davisfordsales.com. Davis Ford, small town dealership, small town prices.
When I came back to school this year, I brought my bank with me, and the student checking account at First American National Bank was perfect for me. No monthly fees and no minimum balance, and I can manage my money right from the app. I can do all my banking with text messaging if I want, and I can deposit a check just by taking a photo. It's that easy at FAMB.
I took my bank to college with me.
I took my bank to college with me.
My bank followed me to college.
I took my bank to college with me.
I took my bank to college with me.
It's that easy at First American National Bank.
They say Diet Coke is a mom's drink. Well, you copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music. Now, copy her drink. Drink what your mama gave you.
Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
Athletic summer camps are back at Itawamba Community College. ICC offers camps in band, baseball, basketball, cheer, soccer, softball, tennis, and volleyball throughout the months of May, June, and July. Spots are limited, and you know they'll be filling up fast. Visit the homepage of letsgoicc.com. That's letsgoicc.com to find a camp for your favorite athlete and register today. Itawamba Community College, the best camp here.
This broadcast is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars in Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, Davis Ford, First American National Bank, TM Realtor Agent Ricky Murphy, Max Home, the ICC Baptist Student Union, Cagle Eye Center, Bank Okolona, Sam's Town Market in Mantachie, State Farm Insurance Agent Brandon Poland, the ICC Wesley Foundation, the ICC Foundation and Alumni Association, and donations to the Sports Information Indian Club from viewers like you.
Ever since we opened our doors in 1964, Davis Ford in Fulton has been committed to providing the highest level of customer service and customer satisfaction. That level of commitment is shown in our 18 Ford President's Awards for overall customer experience. Whether you're looking for a tune-up, a trade-in, or a new F-150, the team at Davis Ford is here to serve you. Come see us today in Fulton. Call us at 662-862-3711 or visit us online at davisfordsales.com. Davis Ford, small-town dealership, small-town prices.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue to wait for the umpires to come to the field. So when in doubt, you call Anna out as the homecoming queen and a soon-to-be graduate here at ICC, joining me in the Davis Ford pregame show. And Anna, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Kind of sad about graduation, but it's good to be here.
Well, let's just, I know you're going to accuse me of trying to make you cry here, but we got to kill a bit of time. Tell me about your time here at ICC. How's it these last 2 years treated you?
It has been the best. And that's like our little slogan. We say the best start here, but it truly has been the best. I've done a lot of things, probably some things that other people can't say that they've done, like I'm talking on the live stream right now, but it's been the best 2 years of my life. I've met the best people here, and I have memories that will last a lifetime.
And I know you've done a lot of things. You were part of the fashion tribe. You were selected homecoming queen. Talk about that moment. How did you feel when you know your fellow students voted you for homecoming queen?
That is probably my favorite memory here. I remember last year when I was a freshman and I would see all these people running, and I was like, there's no way I could ever do that. And my sophomore year came around, and I was like, you know what? I feel like I know a good bit of people, like, let's try this. And I campaigned a little bit, but I definitely couldn't be here without some of my best friends just, helping me and supporting me through that. And all of our fellow students, obviously, just voting me. And that was the biggest honor in my life.
What are some of the other things you're involved with here at ICC?
Yeah, so I'm an athletic trainer. So I'm sort of on duty right now, I guess you could say. I'm the Fashion Tribe recruiting executive. So we also have the biggest club on campus, just kind of giving us a little shout out there. I'm also an orientation leader. I was one last year and this year, and I think that's about it.
So, and that's one thing we always talk about when kids worry about college. College is what you make it. The more you're involved within region, you don't want to be so involved you can't study, But
True.
Talk about just being involved and how that's helped you just enjoy your college time here at ICC.
Yeah, I try to do a little studying here and there, but it's a lot more fun when you're outside the dorm. I know there's a couple students here taking a study break, and some even brought their study stuff with them. But I always tell people never sit in your dorm or at your house. There's always something happening here, and that's why I think that I've made the best of this, because I'm never in my dorm room. I promise you that.
And shout out to Taylor Tudor, who is our Student Activities Director, meritorious winner this year as well. She does a great job of finding things to keep you involved and keep you busy and just making that college experience even better.
For sure. Taylor Tudor has been the biggest influence on my life. She definitely has. We call her the person who does all the fun stuff, and she does amazing at that. I promise there's never a boring moment here. There's always something to do. We have funky cones. We had a mechanical bull, a bounce house, which you can go see me fall on the Instagram right now because it's bad.
Absolutely. Well, tell me, I'm going to put the recruiting shoes on you.
Okay.
For anybody that's listening right now, maybe watching right now as well, why should someone come to ICC?
I think the reason why you should come to ICC is because it's like home and it's family. And I know that a lot of people say that, but it's so true. Being here, I've made connections, but these people are more like family, not a teacher or a person who cuts the grass or the lady who makes the sandwiches in the caf, but they're family, and they're someone that you know you can always call and count on. And just being here, you feel safe, you feel included. There's something for everyone, and it truly is the best.
Well, Anna, we appreciate you being part of the ICC family. You made it through without crying. Proud of you. Proud of you. Now, we're not going to say you're going to be able to do that on Friday.
I will definitely cry. There will be tears
at graduation. But, yeah, it's kids like you that help make ICC special. And, once you're a member of the ICC family, you're always a member of the ICC family. I know it won't be the last time we hear from you or see you, but thank you for taking time to talk to us here as we're still waiting for the umpires, as we're going to take a break and be back with more right after this.
Ever since we opened our doors in 1964, Davis Ford in Fulton has been committed to providing the highest level of customer service and customer satisfaction. That level of commitment is shown in our 18 Ford President's Awards for overall customer experience. Whether you're looking for a tune-up, a trade-in, or a new F-150, the team at Davis Ford is here to serve you. Come see us today in Fulton. Call us at 662-862-3711 or visit us online at davisfordsales.com. Davis Ford, small-town dealership, small-town prices.
First American offers online and mobile banking features to make your banking experience easy and safe. Activate or deactivate your debit card as needed, attach images to your transactions, apply travel notices to your account, and make person-to-person payments. You can even set up text alerts to guard against unauthorized spending or just to monitor your account balance. The best part is that you can bank anytime, anywhere. At First American National Bank, get that hometown feel, the high-tech touch.
Athletic summer camps are back at Itawamba Community College. ICC offers camps in band, baseball, basketball, cheer, soccer, softball, tennis, and volleyball throughout the months of May, June, and July. Spots are limited, and you know they'll be filling up fast. Visit the homepage of letsgoicc.com. That's letsgoicc.com to find a camp for your favorite athlete and register today. Itawamba Community College, the best camp here.
This broadcast is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars in Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, Davis Ford, First American National Bank, TM Realtor Agent Ricky Murphy, Max Home, the ICC Baptist Student Union, Cagle Eye Center, Bank Okolona, Samstown Market in Mantachie, State Farm Insurance Agent Brandon Poland, the ICC Wesley Foundation, the ICC Foundation and Alumni Association, and donations to the Sports Information Indian Club from viewers like you.
Ever since we opened our doors in 1964, Davis Ford in Fulton has been committed to providing the highest level of customer service and customer satisfaction. That level of commitment is shown in our 18 Ford President's Awards for overall customer experience. Whether you're looking for a tune-up, a trade-in, or a new F-150, the team at Davis Ford is here to serve you. Come see us today in Fulton. Call us at 662-862-3711 or visit us online at davisfordsales.com. Davis Ford, small town dealership, small town prices.
Well, good news, ladies and gentlemen. We do have umpires now as we're getting set for Game 2 here between ICC and Co-Lin. The coaches are going to meet there at home plate. If you're just now joining us, Co-Lin picked up an 8-3 win in Game 1. They scored 5. I believe that was in the top of the 5th in order to get that win after ICC rallied with 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th to tie it up at 3-3. We've already given you today's Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works starting lineups, and why not do it again? And now that most of the umpires are back, or actually all the umpires are back. So the lineup will look like this once again here for Co-Lin as they improve to 37-8, 24-3 overall. Meggs will be leading it off. She's playing third base. Kivett will be playing in center field. Weeks will be the second baseman. Richardson will be the shortstop. West will be the designated player. Cole will be at first base. Phillips will be in left field. Spikes will be catching, Moak will be in right field, and Blackburn will be getting the start at pitcher. For ICC, they fell to 29-15, 16-11 inside conference play. It looked like this for ICC. Thompson at second base, Day Jones in center field. Shaw will be pitching here in Game 2. Tyree will be catching. Albertson will be the DP. Rippey will be at first base. Wolf will be at third base. And here are the changes from the normal starting lineups. Ware will be out in right field. Beckley will be the left fielder, and shortstop will be the flex. That's going to be Hallie Turner. So that is your Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works starting lineup. ICC and Coke. Now that's a winning combination. Let's take one more quick timeout and come back with that First American National Bank opening pitch here for Game 2 between ICC and Co-Lin.
Ever since we opened our doors in 1964, Davis Ford in Fulton has been committed to providing the highest level of customer service and customer satisfaction. That level of commitment is shown in our 18 Ford President's Awards for overall customer experience. Whether you're looking for a tune-up, a trade-in, or a new F-150, the team at Davis Ford is here to serve you. Come see us today in Fulton. Call us at 662-862-3711 or visit us online at davisfordsales.com. Davis Ford, small town dealership, small town prices.
Show your school spirit with our exclusive debit cards. Represent ICC with a special card design you can only get from First American National Bank. You'll show your support every time you use the card. Support ICC with a Spirit debit card from FANB.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We get set to start the
Now to bat, Meggs.
top of the first inning here in the Game 2. Meggs, Kivett, and Weeks scheduled up here. As we're just moments away from that First American National Bank opening pitch, Kevin Maloney checking in. Keep an eye on this game. As we said, this game is going to be big as Jones and Northwest playing as well. Jones and Co-Lin trying to battle for that regular season championship. Shaw's first pitch going to be high for a ball. That First American National Bank opening pitch coming your way at 5:41. That's a 5:41 First American National Bank opening pitch. Meggs playing third base. Shaw in the circle. That pitch in there for a strike. Evens things up now at 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs as we're just now getting started here in Game 2. Had a little bit of extended between games. There's a little confusion on who were to go back and pick up the umpire. So this pitch has popped up and back and just couldn't find it that time for Tyree as Shaw came charging in, just couldn't catch up with it in time, and that was a big-time break there for Meggs as she spots that ball quicker. That's going to be an easy out there, so Co-Lin gets another opportunity after that foul ball falls harmlessly to the turf. So 1-2 now is the count here on the third baseman, Meggs. As we talked about, if that name sounds familiar, she started her career here at ICC before transferring to Co-Lin. This pitch swung on, hit, center fielder giving chase and makes the play. Well, nice speed out there in center field by Day Jones, as that was almost hit out in no man's land. She was able to keep stride with it and collect the out for out number one.
Pivot.
Now this is going to be Kivett, the center fielder, coming to the plate. She'll dig in with one out and nobody on here for the Wolves in the top of the first. Well, we talked about keeping an eye on that Jones and Northwest series. Jones picked up a 10-2 win in game one, so they pretty much keep a game up on Co-Lin. That pitch finds the corner for a strike here on Kivett. Well, a good crowd out here. Most of the fans that were stationed in center field now making their way here next to the dugout to our left of the ICC Alumni Association and Foundation broadcast booth. Shaw's pitch will be low and outside for a ball. 1-1 now is the count here to Kivett. She's playing in center field. Wind still blowing, but not gusting like it was earlier in the afternoon. Sun starting to tuck itself away here in Fulton. 1-1 pitch. Foul back into your living room. Now the count goes 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on here in the top of the first inning. Shaw taking her time now, getting set to deliver. And that pitch drifts high, and they're going to appeal down to first. She did not go. She did run through, but she just didn't commit that back shoulder to the swing. And I do agree with the no swing attempt there. 2-2 now is the count here on Kivett. That pitch inside jammed her up a little bit. And she kind of jumped out of the way. The ball wasn't close to hitting her, but the way it had ran back in on her, she kind of had to react to get out of the way. So now the count goes full at 3-2. Grounder, second baseman gets it, drops it, throw across the way is not in time. Ball will get away and the runner will go to second. The Indians have been bit by the error bug here of late. They had 3 in game 1, numerous errors in game 1 and 2 against Jones, and also some against Northwest, and that's just not typical for this team, but this late in the season, it has been an issue. So now Weeks coming to the plate. She's playing second base. Swings on the first pitch she sees, pops it up, and it's going to drop. Runner had to go back to second, as she wasn't for sure if that was going to drop or be caught, as she took a big jump. And so she had to play it safe in case it was caught so she wouldn't get doubled up. And so a break there for the Indians. Now this will be the shortstop, Richardson. She was 3 for 3. She had a triple, a home run, and a single. She walked as well, so she was a double away from the cycle in game 1. That pitch right down the middle for a strike. But you got to pay attention to the runners here if you're ICC. Co-Lin likes to be aggressive on the bases. They did so in game 1, and just got to play it smart here if you're ICC in game 2. That pitch in the dirt. Runner's going to get back as the throw was to the shortstop. 1-1 now is the count. New shortstop is Turner. It's been played by Beckley. Beckley's now out in left field. Left field has been played at times by Ware. She's in right field this game. All-speed pitch, missing low. 2-1 now is the count. Richardson is the current MACCC Player of the Week. And this one's going to be fouled back. 2-2 now is the count. But that one might have hit the umpire, and he's going to take a little bit of time here to dust off the plate, and Tyree's going to walk forward. Maybe it hit Tyree. As double contact was made that time. Hopefully it was Tyree since she's got a little extra protective gear on. Now the count goes 2-2. Shaw getting deliver the pitch. Off speed, skips it across, ball gets away, and the runners will advance on the pass ball. They stopped in that situation, and then once the ball got away from the catcher, scampered on to advance there, so not credited for a stolen base on either one of those. 3-2 now is the count. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Clutch Renaissance Bank strikeout there, first of the game for Shaw. Renaissance Bank, they are the bank that understands you. You can find out why by visiting renaissancebank.com. So now with 2 outs in the inning, this is going to be the DP West coming to the plate. She'll dig in with runners at second and third. That first pitch high and outside for a ball. Now they're going to try to get the run down here. And got her. So 2-6 to 2-6. And the Indians get out of the inning with no damage done. ICC will bring the 1-2-3 batters to the plate. No scores. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this here on the ICC Sports Network.
Those Little Caesars know when to bring back pretzel crust.
I'm sure they've got it down to a science. Do something.
Come on.
He's dancing! Pretzel Pete has busted a move. Pretzel crust is back!
Yeah, nah, they definitely know what they're doing.
The crust the world craves is back at Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now as we shift to the bottom of the first inning, ICC is going to send Thompson, Day, and Shaw to the plate here in the home half of the first. No score after ICC got the runner in a rundown. 2-6 on that putout to end the inning. And so Sarah Kate Thompson will dig in here. ICC only managed 3 hits in game 1. So they lost that game 8-3 as Thompson shows bunt, pulls back, takes that for a strike. This is Blackburn in the circle here for Co-Lin. And Thompson takes a healthy cut at that one. A pitch that just tailed away from her that time. 0-2 now is the count here on skate. So no balls, 2 strikes, no outs as Thompson starting us off here in the bottom of the first. And swing and a miss for strike 3. And that'll be a Renaissance Bank strikeout there for out number 1.
Now, buddy. Sammy.
So 1 away now, and this will be Sammy Day Jones coming to the plate. She's playing in center field. It's where she's pretty much been all season long for the Indians. And so she'll dig in with 1 out and nobody on. That pitch missing outside for a ball. 1-0 is the count here on Day Jones. Co-Lin's got a couple of arms just soft tossing right now in the bullpen. As this one fouled right back into your living room. 2-2 now will be the count. Or excuse me, 1-1 will be the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. That is the situation here in the bottom of the first. No score here in game 2 between ICC and Co-Lin. Shows bunt, fouls it off, and we're going to have time here as that one came right back off the thigh, maybe knee area of the catcher, and for lack of better words, that hurts. And we're going to take a chance to talk to her here, and she tried to march back and get ready to take her stance here as a catcher, and tip of the cap to Spites. That hurt. You heard the thud come off after the bunt attempt. But catchers, they're built different. And Spites proving that there. 1-2 now is the count here on Day Jones. That pitch outside for a ball. 2-2 now is the count here on Day Jones. On the top part of the inning, Kivett reached on an error. It was a single by Weeks. Both runners advanced on a pass ball. It was a Renaissance Bank strikeout and catching the runner in a rundown to end the inning. No runs in the top half of the inning. That pitch on the edge for strike 3. Beautiful pitch there from Blackburn. She's been working that corner, and the umpire's giving it to her early. And that is going to make her very dangerous if she can keep hitting that spot as well. So now this is going to be the pitcher, Julia Shaw, coming to the plate. She had a single that was kind of aided by the wind. The ball was hit out to right field as that pitch high for a ball. But when it got out to right field, the wind kind of gusted and it knocked it down. I made the reference in game 1. It kind of reminds you of the hand of God situation between the State and Ole Miss field goal attempt. The ball just got out there and just died once it hit a certain spot. This is going to be a flare out to the right side, and it's going to be caught. And that's going to be a 3-up, 3-down inning there for the Indians. No score after one complete here in game 2. We're going to take a break here, a few words from our sponsors, and be back with more right after this.
This broadcast is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars in Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, Davis Ford, First American National Bank, TM Realtor Agent Ricky Murphy, Max Home, the ICC Baptist Student Union, Cagle Eye Center, Bank Okolona, Sam's Town Market in Mantachie, State Farm Insurance Agent Brandon Poland, the ICC Wesley Foundation, the ICC Foundation and Alumni Association, and donations to the Sports Information Indian Club from viewers like you.
Athletic summer camps are back at Itawamba Community College. ICC offers camps in band, baseball, basketball, cheer, soccer, softball, tennis, and volleyball throughout the months of May, June, and July. Spots are limited, and you know they'll be filling up fast. Visit the homepage of letsgoicc.com. That's letsgoicc.com to find a camp for your favorite athlete and register today. Itawamba Community College, the best camp here. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head now to the second inning for Co-Lin to be the 5, 6, 7 batters due up. West, Cole, and Phillips.
Now batting, West.
Shaw getting the start here in game 2. Appreciate our pregame guest, Anna Maldonado, joining us, talking about her time here at ICC. Or Queen Anna, as I should say. She was the homecoming queen this year. So West, the DP, batting in that 5 spot, awaiting the pitch. Change up that hangs up for a ball. 1-0 is the count. So 1 ball, no strikes, no outs as West starting us off here in the top of the second inning. Wind still blowing pretty good, but just not as strong as it was earlier when we started the game. Wasn't really under a wind advisory, it's just more gusting at times, as now the count goes 1-1. West awaiting the pitch. All-speed pitch is in there for a strike. 1-2 now is the count. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs here to West. Shaw getting set to deliver the pitch. This one hit, foul back and out of play. We'll stay at 1-2. West, Cole, and Phillips. That's who's due up here. We're at the top of the second inning. No score between ICC and Co-Lin here in game 2. Time taken by West. If you're just now joining us, Co-Lin picked up an 8-3 win in the first game of the day. That pitch inside for a ball. 2-2 now is the count. It's a good day in the circle for Biswell. She gave up 3 hits. Even though ICC still was managed 3 runs, they battled back to tie it at 3-3. Co-Lin answered with a 5 spot in the 5th. And that was the difference in the game. Off-speed pitch, foul back, and will stay at 2-2. Well, the conference tournament, it will start next week. It'll be down at Jones. Of course, got some games to be played today to see who finishes where in the standings. So we should be able to have that information coming to you on Wednesday. Maybe later tonight, who knows. 2-2 pitch. Hit, foul down the line, and nothing but a long strike there, but with it being a 2-2 count, we'll stay at 2-2 once again. I have to wait for the crowd's reaction when anything's hit to the right side because my view is blocked, and if I were to try to lean out and watch, well, I'll be just staring down the barrel of the sun and then won't be able to see anything at all, kind of like Raphael is right now. So we're sitting at 2-2 here for West, who is having quite the battle with Shaw to start this top of the second inning. 2-2 pitch on its way. Ripped, and that one's foul. So we'll stay at 2-2. We mentioned Jones. Keep an eye on this game as we continue to move forward. Is this a chase for that championship between Co-Lin and Jones? That pitch high and outside. 3-2 now is the count. Jones improved to 25-2 in the conference. Co-Lin improved to 24-3, each of them with a game left to play. Of course, Jones playing Northwest. And Pearl River keeping an eye on that game, as this one fouled right back into your living room. We'll sit at 3-2. They're keeping an eye on that one because right now, coming into the weekend, it was Northwest and Pearl River tied at 20-6. Both of those had 2 games to be played today. Then it was Gulf Coast at 19-9. They were finished with their play as we awaited the 3-2 pitch. And she walked a good at bat there by West to earn, and key word of that sentence is earn, that walk. But to finish that thought, it was 19-9 in conference play for Gulf Coast. Northeast, they're playing Hines today. And they could tie Gulf Coast to sweep. Not sure what their tiebreaker rule would be between the two of them. That pitch missing for a ball, as this is Cole. If Northeast were to get swept, they would be tied. Well, we would have to win this one in order to jump Northeast, but if they were to get swept, we were to get swept, then it would be a tie between us and Northeast. And Northeast holds that tiebreaker. So 1-1 now is the count here on Cole, the first baseman. This pitch fouled back. 1-2 now is the count. So pretty much just looking at it, ICC, they're going to be that number 7 in the conference, which would be number 8 in the tournament because LSU Eunice, I believe, is number 5 due to the Massey ratings. 1-2 pitch. Hammered, popped up though. Shortstop will go back, and then Beckley will call her off the last second and collect the out. So a fly out to shallow left field for out number 1. And now this will bring Phillips to the plate. She's playing in left field. Has been very solid out there defensively for the Wolves this afternoon. 1 out, runner at first after a leadoff walk by West. And time taken here by Phillips. Tell you, if it is, they show bunt, and it's throw over to first, and in time, after it was bobbled around 1-3 on that sacrifice bunt attempt there. Thought for a second, as I glanced up, that she might have caught it in the air, but instead, it dribbled up, and a good job by Shaw not to panic after the bobble and get the throw out at first. So now this will be Spites, the catcher, at the plate with the runner at second. Swings the first pitch she sees. It's going to be hit, and they're going to stop the runner there. Smart play by Beckley to run the ball in, and now they're just going to walk it back in. And so that'll be the second hit of the day. And the Indians, you can tell they learned from game one. Walked the ball in, gave it to the shortstop. Shortstop's going to run the batter back to first while keeping an eye on the runner at third versus trying to throw the ball to get the rundown. And so now this will be the right fielder, Moak, at the plate. 2 outs in the inning. Runners on the corners here for the Wolves. We're in the top of the second with no score between ICC and Co-Lin. Shaw's pitch finds that corner for a strike. So 0-1 is the count here to Moak. She's batting in that 9 spot. That one just outside and high for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners on the corners here for the Wolves. No score here in the top of the second. ICC hopes to keep it that way. 1-1 pitch. Runner goes. Throw down is not in time, and they quickly snap it to third. It's one of those looked like they were trying to cut it off. Thought the tag might have been able to be made, so they elected not to. Runner went back to third in that case, so that will be a stolen base there for Spites. And so that does move both runners now in scoring position here. 2-1 is the count. This one's hit hard on the line, and it's going to drop. 1 run will score, and 2 runs will score. And that is a clutch hit there with 2 outs in the inning and a 2-run single by Moak. Well, you're not the number 7 team in the country by accident. 2-out hitting crucial, and that was a clutch 2-out hit there by the Wolves.
Now back up, Megs.
And we go to the top of the lineup here, and this is going to be Meg. She flew out to center in her first at bat. Runner at first with 2 outs. That pitch missing outside for a ball. 1-0 the count here to Megs. She had a couple of hits there in game 1. I believe she also reached on a walk as well. 1-0 is the count here. Looks at that one right down the middle for a strike. 1-1 now is the count here to Megs. So this is the regular season finale for both teams. The region tournament starts next week at Jones on Tuesday. That pitch high for a ball. Our next broadcast will be Thursday night, as it'll be the best 2 out of 3 series between ICC and Hines. That was 2 good games during the regular season. Game 1 starts at 6 o'clock on Thursday night. That pitch inside, missing. 3-1 now is the count here to Megs. So 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner at first. It was a clutch 2-out, 2-run double by Moak. That gives Co-Lin the 2-0 lead here in the top of the second. And that pitch just missing for a ball. And that's going to be a 2-out walk. And so now this will be Kivett.
Kivett.
Kivett, who reached on an error but was caught in a rundown to end the first, will dig in here. 2 outs, runners on first and second. 2 runs have scored here in the top of the second. It's 2-0. ICC trying to find the exit. Co-Lin trying to start that merry-go-round of spinning here in the top part of the second inning. That pitch missing low and outside for a ball. 1-0 is the count. Kivett, she's one of those slap hitters, and she was called out for hitting the ball outside of the batter's box one time. And if you watch, she starts with her toes on the box right there. Big swing and a miss. Now they're going to throw it to the shortstop and force the runner to go back. 1-1 now is the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners on first and second here for the Wolves. We're in the top of the second. They lead it 2-0. Kivett sneaking up a little bit now in the box, waiting the pitch. And they're going to say that was a strike. Ooh. Don't know if he called that one on the swing or if he called it on the location. If he calls it on the swing, If he calls it on the location, double as that one looked up that time. 1-2 is the count. This one popped up, back and out of play. We'll sit at 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on first and second here for the Wolves. ICC needs to get this final out of the inning here. Get out of this inning with minimum damage done. This pitch popped up. It's going to get back and out of play. And so we'll stay at 1-2 once again. This is one thing that Co-Lin has done well all day today. Fighting off pitches, extending innings, extending at bats, finding a way to win them. As 1-2 now is the count. Coach Howard coming all the way down the line to talk to her batter here. So 1-2 is the count. 2 outs. Runners on first and second here for the Wolves. Pitch on its way. This one's hit. It's going to be trouble. It's to the gap. 1 run's going to score. 2 runs are going to score. And they're going to try to turn this into a triple, and they will. And that is a triple for Kivett. They had her shaded to go to left field, so there was a big gap out there in right, but not really sure. I mean, of course, I don't see the hitting charts, but a left-handed hitter like that, especially a slap hitter,
Now to bat,
you would think you would shade her more to the right side. But instead, that's going to be a 2-run triple, and it's now 4-0 here in favor of the Wolves. And ICC still searching for that final out of the inning as there is a runner at third. So they're sending someone to the bullpen here, and the gate kind of just slipped open, so the umpire getting it reset. So now this is Weeks at the plate. She singled, advanced on a pass ball, but was left stranded in scoring position. At first pitch high for a ball. 1-0 is the count. So 1-0 the count here after that 2-run triple. It's now 4-0 Co-Lin here in the top of the second. Shaw getting set to deliver the pitch. That one just missing high and outside. 2-0 now is the count here to Weeks. So 2-0 pitch coming. This one popped back and out of play. We'll now go to 2-1 here on Weeks. Take a look at Weeks. She's third in the conference coming into the series with a .459 batting average, tied for fourth with 48 runs scored. She's sixth in the league with 61 hits, tied for sixth with 52 RBIs, and 11th with 8 home runs. Off-speed pitch across the letters for a strike. 2-2 now is the count. There's a lot of impressive offensive numbers in this Co-Lin lineup, and it's proved that this afternoon here, especially in game 1 and so far here in game 2 against the Indians. 2-2 pitch on its way. This one cranked, and it's going to be over the head of the left fielder, and that's going to go for extra bases as the runner from third just basically walks her way home. And it's now 5-0. It's going to be a RBI double off the bat of Weeks. And time is taken here. We're going to take the timeout with them and be back with more right after this.
Athletic summer camps are back at Itawamba Community College. ICC offers camps in band, baseball, basketball, cheer, soccer, softball, tennis, and volleyball throughout the months of May, June, and July. Spots are limited, and you know they'll be filling up fast. Visit the homepage of letsgoicc.com. That's letsgoicc.com to find a camp for your favorite athlete and register today. Itawamba Community College, the best camp here.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This has been impressive as Co-Lin has scored 5 runs with 2 outs here in the inning. There's a runner at second, and this is going to be Richardson, who has been a tough out today. She's 0 for 1 with a strikeout so far here in game 2, but was 3 for 3 with a walk in the first game of the day. That pitch outside for a ball. 5 hits so far in the contest, but they've been productive, as it was a 2-run single by Moak, a 2-run triple by Kivett, and then an RBI double. As that pitch inside for strike, 1-1 now is the count. This is the 9th batter of the inning here for the Wolves. So waiting the 1-1 pitch here. That one's going to fall off the table a bit too soon. 2-1 now is the count. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. That pitch. Wow. That ball was at the chin of the batter and called a strike. That was an early Christmas gift there for the Indians. 2-2 now is the count. Swing, and this one fouled back, and we'll stay at 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner at second. We're in the top of the second. 5-0 is the score in favor of Co-Lin. All 5 runs coming with 2 outs here in the inning. And the Indians still trying to find the exit. We're waiting the 2-2 pitch here from Shaw. This one hit, pulled foul, out of play, and we'll stay at 2-2. Shaw's thrown a lot of pitches for 2 innings, and it's because a lot of these, when they do have 2 strikes on them, they do a really good job of fouling pitches off. So waiting the 2-2 offering here from Shaw. That one's going to be low and outside for a ball. 3-2 now is the count. If Richardson were to reach, and to be back to West, who started this inning. So waiting the 3-2 offering here. And this one hit. Third baseman finds it, lost it. Now he's going to chuck it across the way, and it's going to be a run down for the out. So 5-4-5 on the fielder's choice to end the inning, but the damage was done. 5 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. India's got to find the bats in the bottom half of the second. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Kirk Herbstreit is a man of many talents. Not only an athlete and a sportscaster, but also an expert cartographer. an amateur alchemist, a surprisingly gifted poet.
What rhymes with encroachment?
But his true talent lies in the art of banking.
With Renaissance Bank's great products, rewards, and easy-to-use online tools, every transaction is a masterpiece.
You might refer to Kirk as a Renaissance man.
But I call myself a Renaissance man.
This broadcast is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars in Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, Davis Ford, First American National Bank, TM Realtor Agent Ricky Murphy, Max Home, the ICC Baptist Student Union, Cagle Eye Center, Bank Okolona, Sam's Town Market in Manatee, State Farm Insurance Agent Brandon Poland, the ICC Wesley Foundation, the ICC Foundation and Alumni Association, and donations to the Sports Information Indian Club from viewers like you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head now to the bottom of the second inning. 5 runs there in the top of the second. All 5 of those runs coming with 2 outs in the inning. As it'll be the 4, 5, 6 batters due up here for the Indians. Riley Tyree, Haley Alberson, and Rain Rippey. So Tyree, who is catching again here in game 2, will start us off. That pitch called a strike. Well, I can't say anything about it because he's called some pitches that have been up and inside, in my opinion, for strikes on Co-Lin. So as Steve Diffie likes to say, as long as they're consistent, even if they're inconsistently consistent, that's all that matters. As there's going to be a hard hit ball off the glove of the pitcher, and what a play. 4-3 on that put out. Heck of a play right there up the middle by Weeks for out number 1. Well, it was deflected off the glove of the pitcher, so technically 4-3 as it put it right back up the middle. Weeks was able to find it, made the jumping throw over to first with plenty of time. And now this will be Alberson, the DP, coming to the plate here for the Indians. 1 out here in the inning. Swings of the first pitch he sees. This one's popped up. Shortstop will come in and squeeze it for out number 2. So quickly, 2 away now, and it's going to bring up Rain Rippey. So Rippey will try to spark a 2-out rally here. That's the beautiful thing about softball. Same for baseball. No timed innings, and you can see ICC turn around and do the same thing that we just saw Co-Lin do and spark a 2-out rally that scored 5. But the Indians' bats, well, they've betrayed them over the last few series, and they need to get hot here, especially heading into postseason play. Rippey takes that first pitch low and inside for a ball. Indians went 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the first, trying to avoid that here in the bottom of the second. As she swings on this one, it's going to be a flare out to right field, and the right fielder will make the play. And for the second straight inning, the final out coming to the right fielder. We've played 2 here in game 2. It's 5-0 in favor of the Wolves. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this.
Ankle sprains are one of the most common sports injuries, with an estimated 25,000 occurring every day in the United States. Sprains can happen with any sport, including just walking across the yard. Ankle sprains are most common in ball sports such as basketball, soccer, volleyball, and others. As with any injury, your body quickly sends blood to start healing the process, which leads to the swelling. Rest, ice, compression, elevation, known as RICE, is a good way to treat an ankle sprain. This decreases the swelling, lessens your pain, and allows your body to heal the injury. Studies have shown that the sooner you return to activity, the better and typically the faster you will recover. Depending on the amount of injury to the ligaments, it may be days, weeks, or even months to return to high-intensity sports. Sometimes recovery may be slow, but if it gets better day by day or week by week, you are on the right path. If the ankle seems to stop improving and you just can't get back to your activities, then it's time to come see us at the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. Remember, our story is you.
How do we know you'll love pretzel crust? Because this person begged us to never tease them again about their precious pretzel crust. Well, guess what? Pretzel crust is back! Or is it? Nah, seriously, it's back. Maybe. No, it's back.
Pizza.
Maybe.
Now batting,
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head now to the top of the third inning. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 batters due up here for Co-Lin. It'll be West, Cole, and Phillips. That's the way they started the second inning, and they ended the second inning with 5 runs on the board. Cole walked and eventually scored in part of that inning. Swings the first pitch he sees, ground ball to the third baseman, drops it, can't find it. And that's going to be another error on the Indians, second of the game, 5th of the day. And as we said, that's something the Indians have just been bitten by here of late. It's been that error bug.
Now batting Cole.
Something we haven't seen a lot out of ICC over the course of the season, but kind of coming at an inopportune time here. So an error to start the inning, and this will bring Cole to the plate. She flew out to left in her only at-bat so far. Swings on this one, puts it right back in your living room, and I'm glad there's a net up there, because if not, that would have been it for Gore. So 0-1 is the count. Of course, speaking of that, at the conclusion of, I think, next week, of course, we've got our employee kickball game coming up on Monday. It's one thing Raphael has been stretching for all day today, is he's getting ready to play in that kickball game. That'll be Monday. Then they're going to start construction on the new locker rooms for softball and tennis, and the new press box here. That's going to be a strike on the swing. 1-2 now is the count. So that construction will start soon here, and if you haven't seen renderings of it, you can visit letsgoicc.com to see those. It's going to be something quite impressive. 1-2 now is the count here. No outs and a runner at first. The batter able to hold off on that one. 2-2 now is the count. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs, runner at first. We're in the top of the third inning here. This pitch foul back and out of play. And we'll stay at 2-2. Heard a ooh out of the crowd on that ball being fouled backwards. Don't have to really worry about vehicles like we do in baseball, as if you hit one foul that hits a vehicle, boy, you have touched one here. Not saying it's impossible, because we have seen it. 2-2 is the count. Shaw getting set to deliver. That pitch just a bit high. Runner will advance on the wild pitch. So now the count goes 3-2. Runner advances to scoring position. This is Cole at the dish. That's West out at second. She reached on an error and advanced on that wild pitch you just saw there. So Woody the 3-2 offering. And hit her. So a hit by pitch on what would have been ball 4 either way. We'll put runners on first and second now. And this is going to bring Phillips to the plate. She had a sacrifice bunt in her last at-bat. Of course, when we talk about those sacrifice bunts, we talk about the ICC Baptist Student Union, and we want to give a special tip of the cap to Brother Chris Burrows, who is retiring as the director of the BSU and team chaplain here at ICC after 27 years. We wish Brother Chris and his family well on their next chapter in life. As this pitch fouled back for strike 1. He typically does the PA for softball, but said he's got a little bit of a head cold and didn't want to take a chance of getting anyone else sick. And so he set today's game out, as this 0-1 now is the count. Still no outs in the innings with runners at first and second. This pitch pulled foul down the line. 0-2 now is the count. So no balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Runners at first and second here for the Wolves. This is Phillips at the plate. Shaw is in the circle here for the Indians. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Big time Renaissance Bank strikeout there. Second of the game for Shaw. First out of the inning. And now this will bring Spites to the plate. She singled, stole a base, and scored a run back in the second inning. Listen to that first pitch, and it's going to miss low for a ball. 1-0 is the count. So 1 ball and no strikes, 1 out. Runners at first and second here. So that pitch missing outside, 2-0 now is the count. Moak is on deck. She had a 2-run single in her only at bat so far. Part of that 5-run second inning for Co-Lin. That pitch missing. Looked pretty good there, but Shaw not getting the call until she's a little frustrated after that one, wanting to know where it was. And the umpire, at least to my vision, didn't see him give any indication of where he thought it was. So 3-0 now is the count here to Spites. And that one caught a ball. So Shaw struggling to find the zone right now, as that is going to be her 3rd walk of the game. And now bases are loaded here, and a big-time opportunity here for Co-Lin, as this will be Moak at the plate. She had that 2-run single in her last at-bat. She's working with 1 out in the inning. If you're the Indians, got to know your play in this situation. If it's hit up the middle, try to see if you can't turn 2 to get out of the inning. If it's something grounded to the corners, you want to come on home with it and get the force. At home. So Moak, the right fielder, takes a look at that first pitch, and it's going to miss low for a ball. 1-0 is the count here to Moak. Bases full of Wolves. It's a 5-0 contest. Moak at the plate with 1 out here. Shaw in the circle here for the Indians. And that pitch missing outside. 2-0 now is the count. So waiting the 2-0 pitch here. And that one finds the corner. Zip throw down to third is not in time. 2-1 now is the count here on Moak. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases loaded here for Co-Lin. They lead it 5-0 here in the top of the 3rd inning. And that pitch finds the corner as well. 2-2 now is the count. Well, the pitches that were called for balls earlier now being called strikes. So if you're Shaw, you're thankful you're starting to get those calls. As 2-2 now is the count here to Moak. Reaches out, fouls that one back, and will stay at 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bases full of Wolves here. It's a 2-2 count. Moak waiting the pitch here from Shaw. Rips this one, and it's going to be foul. Rippy nearly had a chance to make a play on that one, but we'll stay at 2-2. Throw is going to be tossed back in, and Coach Howard making a play on that one. Gets it back to Shaw. Umpire asking for some softballs to be tossed his way. Co-Lin, they do a good job of that. I'm giving credit where credit's due. When they get 2 strikes on them, they're able to foul off some pitches and extend some at-bats, and trying to do that again here. 2-2 is the count. 1 out. Bases loaded for the Wolves. They lead it 5-0. This one's going to be lifted. Left fielder's going to jog back, make the play. The throw is not going to be in time. As a matter of fact, it's going to get away, and the run will stay at third. You got to hit your cutoff man there. That's going to be a sacrifice fly that will score West, who reached on the error. That's going to be an RBI, and that sacrifice fly being brought to you by the ICC Wesley Foundation.
Now batting, Meigs.
So now there's 2 outs in the inning, a productive out. And this is going to be Meggs coming to the plate. She walked her last time up. And so she'll dig in here. And this is where Co-Lin did their damage in the previous inning, was with 2 outs in the inning. Runners able to advance on that sacrifice fly. So that pitch in there for a strike. So you got runners at second and third. Again, that's the reason why you got to hit your cutoff man in that situation. If you hit your cutoff person, then the runners don't advance. And you've got runners at first and second instead of second and third with 2 outs in the inning. Ball in the dirt, blocked up nicely by Tyree. 1-1 now is the count. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners on second and third here. Co-Lin gets 1 run in the inning. That ball nearly hit Meg. And that'll go for ball 2. So 2-1 now is the count here to Meggs. 0 for 1 with the walk. She flew out to center field in her first at bat. Walked and scored a run in that 5-run second inning. Shaw's pitch hit. Shortstop finds it, drops it, and the run will score. 3rd error of the game for the Indians. As we said, the Indians have just been bitten by the error bug here over the last few series, and that was another one there. 3rd error of the game. They had 3 by my count in the first game. And time is taken here. Timeout on the field. We're going to take it with them. Let's hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this.
Athletic summer camps are back at Itawamba Community College. ICC offers camps in band, baseball, basketball, cheer, soccer, softball, tennis, and volleyball throughout the months of May, June, and July. Spots are limited, and you know they'll be filling up fast. Visit the homepage of letsgoicc.com. That's letsgoicc.com to find a camp for your favorite athlete and register today. Itawamba Community College, the best camp here.
How do we know you'll love pretzel crust? Because this person begged us to never tease them again about their precious pretzel crust. Well, guess what? Pretzel crust is back! Or is it? Nah, seriously, it's back. Maybe. No, it's back.
Pizza.
Maybe.
Show your school spirit with our exclusive debit cards. Represent ICC with a special card design you can only get from First American National Bank. You'll show your support every time you use the card. Support ICC with a Spirit debit card from FANB.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the meeting in the circle broken up there by the home plate umpire.
Now
There's 2 outs in the inning. This will be Kivett. She had a triple that drove in 2 runs in her last at bat. She reached on an error, was eventually caught in a rundown to end the first. So Kivett will dig in. She's also scored a run, by the way. Takes that pitch in there for a strike. I'm not going to go into details, but if you watch South Park, you'll know what I'm talking about. This umpire has a very similar strike call to a noise that a South Park character makes. And he'll probably never call a strike again now that I've said that, but I'll let you listen, possibly, if you can hear him. It's kind of comical, to be honest with you. 1-1 is the count. Not sliding the umpire by any sense. This pitch fouled out of play. 1-2 now is the count. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on the corners here for Co-Lin. It's 7-0 in favor of the Wolves here. So they've put 2 on the board so far in the third. Time taken by Kivett. I want to thank our sponsors, First American National Bank, Davis Ford, PM Realtor Ricky Murphy, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Little Caesars, State Farm Insurance Agent Brandon Poland, the ICC BSU, and the ICC Wesley Foundation. As that pitch goes high, 2-2 now is the count. Also, the ICC Alumni Association and Foundation, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, and Sam's Town Market, all proud sponsors of today's action here on the ICC Sports Network. 2-2 now is the count. That one in the dirt, 3-2 will be the count now here to Kivett. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on the corners here for Co-Lin. They lead at 7-0 here in the top of the third. This one lifted. Left fielder will take a few jogging steps back, squeezes it for the out, and that'll be out number 3. But Co-Lin adds 2 more to the board. They lead at 7-0 as we'll head to the bottom of the third. ICC's got to find the bats. It'll be the 7, 8, 9 batters due up. Back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Athletic summer camps are back at Itawamba Community College. ICC offers camps in band, baseball, basketball, cheer, soccer, softball, tennis, and volleyball throughout the months of May, June, and July. Spots are limited, and you know they'll be filling up fast. Visit the homepage of letsgoicc.com. That's letsgoicc.com to find a camp for your favorite athlete and register today. Itawamba Community College, the best camp here.
Ooh, fumble. Let's give her a Renaissance replay. Make the right call with Renaissance and get cell phone protection with Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking. Sign up today.
$5 for my own money?
That's a bad call. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Sign up for Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking with ATM refunds today.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head now to the bottom of the third inning. For the Indians, it should be Wolf, Ware, and Beckley scheduled up. 7, 8, 9 hitters here for the Indians.
Avery Wolf.
ICC just now getting through their lineup. Co-Lin's been through it twice, +2. Co-Lin's got 5 hits in the game so far. Indians have committed 3 errors as well. Is that pitch in there for a strike? So 0-1 is the count here to Wolf. She's playing third base. That pitch missing. 1-1 now is the count. We're in the bottom of the third inning. 1-1 is the count. 7-0 is the score in favor of Co-Lin. This pitch fouled back and out of play. 1-2 now is the count. So we'll have to get in some more softballs. As they relay a couple of more in there for the home plate umpire. 1-2 is the count here to the third baseman, Wolf. 1-2 pitch. This one hit, and it's going to drop, and that's going to be the first hit of the game there for the Indians. And so a single to start the inning there for Wolf. And this is going to be Ware
now
coming to the plate.
Number 2, Bailey Ware.
And might have a runner coming into this situation here for the Indians as Wolf is over at first base. As we'll see who the Indians get set to send in a run in this situation.
Runner, Tamaya Martin.
So Martin will enter to run in this situation. Feel like it'll be one of those offense for defense type things. Once they exchange the inning, they'll send Wolf back to third base. So home plate umpire will exchange that with the Co-Lin stat keeper. And so no outs, runner at first, and this is going to be the right fielder, Bailey Ware, coming to the plate. She's another one of those players that have committed to move on to Christian Brothers. A trio of those have committed and plan to sign in the coming days. It's that first pitch, high and outside for a ball to Ware. She is a second-generation Indian. Her brother played baseball here, and if I have read things right and saw it, I believe her younger brother is signed to play baseball here next season as well. That pitch missing low and outside, 2-0 now is the count to Ware. But right now, if you're the Indians, you need base runners. You're trailing this one 7-0. Now they're going to try to get the runner to go to second, and she's caught stealing. So the runner is out in that case. One out in the inning now. Indians trying to be sneaky. Now it looks like Co-Lin kind of just deked them into trying to steal that one that time. And now there's one out in the inning and nobody on. That pitch missing outside. 3-0 now is the count. Three balls, no strikes, and one out. And that pitch finds a little bit of the zone to call a strike. 3-1 now is the count. Time taking the pitcher needing to tie her shoe here. Join us Thursday night at 6 o'clock as we'll have playoff baseball action coming your way. Game one of 3 possible games between ICC and Hines. The winner of that best-of-3 series will advance on to the Region 23 tournament down in Eunice in 2 weeks, as that's going to be a walk issued to Ware, and that just makes that
now batting number 13
pickoff or getting caught stealing hurt even worse now, because now you would have runners on first and second with no outs. This is going to be Beckley coming to the plate, a switch hitter here for the Indians. Shows bunt, lays it down, only one play, and that's going to be to first, and it's in time. 1-3 on the putout. And now there's 2 outs and a runner at second.
Now batting number 25.
To the top of the lineup, and there's going to be a new Thompson coming in. To the Sarah Kate, it's going to be Emma Rose Thompson coming to bat. That pitch missing low for a ball. 1-0 is the count. I didn't see him check in Emma Rose. It looks like a manager is coming up to bring it to Co-Lin's attention here. So that pitch missing low and inside. 2-0 now is the count. Unless she made the change earlier, because she did talk a little bit longer to the home plate umpire, but I never heard him mention 25 checking into the contest. So 2-0 is the count. 2 outs, a runner at second. This pitch fouled off. 2-1 now is the count. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner at second. 7-0. Co-Lin with the lead here in the bottom of the third. This one fouled right back. And it's now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second. We're in the bottom of the third inning, 7-0. Co-Lin with the lead, trying to complete the sweep of the Indians and give them a chance at possibly earning a share of the regular season championship. There's going to be a ground ball. Third baseman finds it. Throw across the way is in time. 5-3 to end the inning. We played 3, and it's 7-0. Co-Lin will take a break and be back with more right after this.
Ooh, fumble. Let's give her a Renaissance replay. Make the right call with Renaissance and get cell phone protection with Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking. Sign up today.
$5 for my own money?
That's a bad call. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Sign up for Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking with ATM refunds today.
This broadcast is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars in Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, Davis Ford, First American National Bank, TM Realtor Agent Ricky Murphy, Max Home, the ICC Baptist Student Union, Cagle Eye Center, Bank Okolona, Sam's Town Market in Mantachie, State Farm Insurance Agent Brandon Poland, the ICC Wesley Foundation, the ICC Foundation and Alumni Association, and donations to the Sports Information Indian Club from viewers like you.
How do we know you'll love pretzel crust? Because this person begged us to never tease them again about their precious pretzel crust. Well, guess what? Pretzel crust is back! Or is it? Nah, seriously, it's back. Maybe. No, it's back.
Pizza.
Maybe.
Hey, Indian fans, I'm Ricky Murphy, real estate agent, Tommy Morgan Realtors, and I'm also a proud alumni of the All-American Marching Band. Itawamba Community College was my home for 2 years, and where you decide to make your home will be one of the most important decisions of your life. Whether you're looking to create a plan to buy your first home, or if you're ready today to make a move into your forever home, give me a call or send me a message so we can discuss your next move. And for my family, roll Tide!
Show your school spirit with our exclusive debit cards. Represent ICC with a special card design you can only get from First American National Bank. You'll show your support every time you use the card. Support ICC with a Spirit debit card from FANB.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we're going to have some few changes here. Emma Rose Thompson enters the game at second base. Maggie McVeigh is coming into the outfield. Not sure who she's going to enter for right now, as still waiting to see that as Coach Ernest is talking to the home plate umpire. It's top of the fourth inning. ICC trailing this one 7-0 here in the regular season finale against the number 7 team in the country, Co-Lin. Conversation continuing here between the head coach and the home plate umpire. We do want to remind you that baseball will be coming on the Red Channel this week as Thursday, Friday, Saturday is playoff baseball action. ICC and Hines coming your way at Thursday night at 6. That'll be game 1. Game 2 will be Friday at 4, and if needed, it'll be game 3 on Saturday, as Maggie McVeigh is going to go to left field, it appears. But game 2, if needed on Saturday, is going to be at 2 o'clock. Also, some more substitutions coming in here, as actually is McVeigh going to center field, Bishop going to left field. You've got number 27, that's going to be Lexi Brown. She's coming in to play first base. And then you've got Rain Rippey. She's going to move from first base to third base. So here you go. You got
Rose at second base.
McVeigh at center field.
McVeigh at center field.
Bishop in left field.
Bishop in left field.
And that looks like all the changes.
And Bailey Ware in right field.
So that is your Coca-Cola defensive lineup here for the fourth inning.
Wayne Rippey at third.
And we think we got everybody lined up here. As it'll be the 3-4-5 batters due up here for Co-Lin. Weeks, Richardson, and West. Shaw still in the circle here for the Indians. That first pitch high for a ball. Well, the Indians, if they want to extend this game, they've got to cut down some runs here. It's 8 after 5 is the rule, so we're in the top of the fourth inning here. Weeks has been a tough out. She's 2 for 2. She's got a single, a double, and an RBI to her credit here in game 2. That pitch goes high, 2-0 now is the count. So 2 balls, no strikes, no outs. Weeks, Richardson, and West due up. And that pitch missing, 3-0 now is the count. We'll know later tonight or early tomorrow what the bracket will look like for the Region 23 tournament down at Jones. That's scheduled to start on Tuesday. And that's going to be a leadoff walk to start the inning there for Weeks. So a walk issued to Weeks, and now this is going to be Richardson coming to the plate.
Now batting Richardson.
Richardson had a good game 1, was a double away from hitting for this cycle, but is 0 for 2 here. She did reach on a fielder's choice, but technically the inning ended there, as this is going to be a ground ball to the third baseman. Want to get it, throw across the way. It's not going to be in time. Now they're going to try to throw to third. The tag is there, but couldn't quite get it in time. I'm going to call that a hit for Richardson because that was a blistering shot down the line. And heads up play there by Weeks to advance over to third now. And so no out in the inning, and this is going to be West, who is 0 for 1. She reached on an error, advanced on a wild pitch, scored a run. She walked and scored a run in her first at bat. No out in the inning. You've got runners on the corners here for Co-Lin. For right now, for the Co-Lin faithful, shows bunt, calls that one a strike. But if you're the Co-Lin faithful here, you want that run from the third to score because that would invoke the run rule in the 5th inning. But if you're ICC, you need to find a way to dig deep and find that first out of the inning. 0-1 the count here to West, who is the DP. As that pitch missing, 1-1 now is the count. This pitch popped up. McVeigh's going to come in, make the play. They're going to try to tag the run, but instead they throw in, and they're going to bring her back to third. And a good job by McVeigh. Did a good job coming in. She had her momentum going to first or going home, so she took an extra step to make sure she had a strong throw to challenge the runner.
Now batting
if they decided to go. They showed it. They were trying to get the throw to see if it would have been an errant throw, but a throw in was good, and so the runner had to head back to third. So it's 1 out now, and this is going to be Cole coming to the plate. She was hit by a pitch and scored a run in her last at bat. She flew out to left in her first. Rips this one, and that one has some weird juju on it. Throw across the way is not going to be in time, and the run will score. Man, that thing had some wicked sideways spin as she got just enough of it. When it hit and ran away to the left side of the infield, and that's going to go for a single for Cole, and it's now 8-0. So we're going to get the substitution coming in here. And a new batter coming in here for Co-Lin. This is going to be Hollingsworth coming to the plate. Runners on the corners here for Co-Lin. They lead it 8-0. There is 1 out in the inning. Hollingsworth, a sophomore out of Newton County High School.
Now batting Hollingsworth.
From Decatur, will come to the plate. With 1 out, runners on the corners here for Co-Lin. That pitch missing for a ball. 1-0 is the count. This one popped up. Thompson will float back, and again, Co-Lin will just try to see if they can force a bad throw home. And so that'll be a pop out for the second out of the inning.
Now batting Spike.
And now it'll be Spikes coming to the plate. She's 1 for 1 with a walk, a stolen base, and a run scored. 2 outs in the inning here. Runner goes, and they're going to let her have second without an issue there. A lot of people call that an indifference, but they just started calling that a few years ago. And so, you know, what's fair to call it indifference versus what you would consider a steal when it comes to the longevity of stats and records. So 1-1 is the count here on Spikes. Runners on second and third for Co-Lin. This pitch hit. Center fielder McVeigh is going to charge in and make the play for out number 3. As McVeigh was ready to chunk that one back in. As I like the awareness there of the situation, though they may be trying to tag up, but instead that was the third out of the inning. But Co-Lin does get that 8th run of the game across. We're going to take a break here, a few words from our sponsors, and be back with more right after this.
Kirk Herbstreit is a man of many talents. Not only an athlete and a sportscaster, but also a maestro of the clarinet. A famous speed solver.
Piece of cake.
A noted cheese connoisseur.
Limburger.
But his true talent lies in the art of banking.
With Renaissance Bank's great products, rewards, and easy-to-use online tools, every transaction is a masterpiece.
You might refer to Kirk as a Renaissance man.
But I call myself a Renaissance man.
This broadcast is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars in Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, Davis Ford, First American National Bank, TM Realtor Agent Ricky Murphy, Max Home, the ICC Baptist Student Union, Cagle Eye Center, Bank Okolona, Sam's Town Market in Manatee, State Farm Insurance Agent Brandon Poland, the ICC Wesley Foundation, the ICC Foundation and Alumni Association, and donations to the Sports Information Indian Club from viewers like you.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now as we move to the bottom of the 4th inning,
Maggie McVeigh.
this will be McVeigh coming to the plate here for the Indians. McVeigh, a sophomore that was honored last week, part of the sophomore day festivities. Swings the first pitch he sees, and what a play! My goodness. As I believe that was Meggs maybe over at third base still. It was. Robbed McVeigh of what probably with McVeigh's speed would have been a triple, but instead a great play over there at the corner. Just the breaks beating the girls today, and that's been the case there. As this one hammered. See you later. Solo home run off the bat of Shaw.
Jude Shaw.
No doubt that one was gone. And that's going to, at least for right now, give the Indians an opportunity to extend the game beyond 5 innings. Because that was a no-doubter. And how big of a play was that on that line drive that stole,
now batting,
or robbed, McVeigh of an extra base hit. Not that would have been a 2-run shot. Now this is going to be Riley Tyree to the plate. Julia Shaw, my goodness. Looking like Tyreek Reed on that home run as she hammered that one, time taken here. That pitch, a miss, slowing outside for a ball. That's what the Indians need. They need to find some momentum late in this game to carry into next week's region tournament. So that pitch missing high and outside for a ball. 2-0 now is the count. Co-Lin starting to get some arms loose after that last home run as that pitch missing. Trying to get that frame job, but just couldn't quite get it. Wagaspak, I do apologize if I'm saying that wrong, but Wagaspak, it looks like she's getting loose in the bullpen. As now the count goes 3-0 here on Tyree. Tyree pops this one up to the right side. Right fielder's going to give chase, and we'll reel it in for the out. And so this will be Albertson, the DP, coming to the plate
Now
with 2
batting
outs.
number 18, Haley Albertson.
Albertson trying to spark a 2-out rally here for the Indians. There was a solo monster home run off the bat of Shaw. As that pitch in there for a strike. That was only the second hit of the game for the Indians, 5th of the afternoon. That pitch missing outside, 1-1 now is the count here to Albertson. From the bottom of the 4th inning, game 2 between ICC and Co-Lin. This is going to be hit. Second baseman finds it, throws it across the way, and that'll do it. 4-3 on the putout, but the Indians do get 1 run on 1 hit. No errors and nobody left on base. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this here on the ICC Sports Network.
All we want is a farm and town, working that money grow. Tractors loaded, flashing lights, backing up to a run. They take one glass, lap around. That's up high, that's down. And that's on the road, get on 671.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Things getting interesting in game 2 between Jones and Northwest. It's 3-3 heading to the 7th. So that you know that's something that's in the back of the mind of Co-Lin right now. As we're heading to the top of the 5th inning. As the Indians having trouble getting the ball back to the pitcher just in the exchange of innings.
Now batting Moak.
So it'll be the 9-1-2 batter scheduled up here. Moak at the plate. She's got 3 RBIs in the game. She's 1 for 1. Had a 2-run single. And that 5-run second had an RBI on a sac fly in the 3rd. That first pitch missing for a ball. We'll try to keep an eye on that Jones and Northwest finish. This pitch inside missing for a ball. Or it may already be final. It's not showing that it's streaming right now. So that pitch goes high. 3-0 now is the count. So the 3-0 pitch here, taking the whole way that time, and that's going to be a leadoff walk to start the inning. Jones walks it off in the bottom of the 7th. 4-3. The win to sweep Northwest. And that is going to be securing them the conference championship. Thanks to Brother Chris Burrows for sending us that text. So Jones wins it 4-3 on a walk-off in the 7th to win the conference championship. That pitch missing for a ball. 2-0 is the count. That pitch looked up high but called a strike. And so now 2-1 is the count here. I believe this is Meggs at the plate. Man, she had a great defensive play to rob Maggie McVeigh of an extra base hit in the bottom of the 4th inning. It was a solo home run. As this one popped up, and the left fielder will come in and make the play. That's Bishop for out number 1. So 1 away now, and this will
Now
be
batting,
Kivett coming to the plate. So 1 out, runner at first. 8-1 is the score here. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Kivett will dig in. Moak at first after starting the inning off with a walk. Runner goes, and the runner will make it with ease. And now what would be the run rule invoking run moves into scoring position here with 1 out in the top of the 5th. So 1-0 is the count here to Kivett. Runner at second. It's going to be a ground ball to the right side, but foul. Right idea. If you could find a way to sneak that one past the first baseman. If not, it's just one play that would allow the runner to advance to third. So basically would have worked like a sacrifice bunt in that situation, but 1-1 now is the count after the ball goes foul. Shaw getting set to deliver the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Kivett looking like she was trying to pull that one versus going with the pitch. You see, that's what Coach Howard's telling her, saying, go with what the pitch is giving you. Don't try to fight it off there. 1-2 now is the count. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Big time Renaissance Bank strikeout there for out number 2. And now this is going to be Weeks coming to the plate.
Now batting, Weeks.
Maddie Weeks is 2 for 2 with a double, a single, an RBI, and a walk. She'll dig in with 2 outs and a runner at second here for the Wolves. 8-1 is the score. That pitch drifts high for a ball. And they're going to snap the throw to the shortstop. Runner gets back without an issue. 1-0 now is the count. So 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second. Weeks at the plate. Looks at that pitch low. Again, the throw to shortstop. Ooh, got to be careful. So that one nearly got away from Turner. She had to jump to catch that one. 2-0 now is the count. So Weeks being patient right now. Working with the 2-0 count. Looks at that one in there for a strike. And now they're going to throw to second, and the runner will easily take third. And somehow Rain Rippey was able to hang on to the ball there after the throw was behind her. And an accidental clothesline that kind of got up in the face of the runner going to third. She didn't slide that time, and that's one of those that wasn't purposely done. It's one of those, she was trying to catch the ball before it got away. And so hopefully, I believe that's Moak over there. Hopefully she's okay as they're out checking on her. So let's take a quick timeout. Little Caesars, I'm hungry.
How do we know you'll love pretzel crust? Because this person begged us to never tease them again about their precious pretzel crust. Well, guess what? Pretzel crust is back! Or is it? Nah, seriously, it's back. Maybe. No, it's back.
Pizza.
Maybe.
And a good show of sportsmanship there from the fans here at the ballpark as Moak appears to be okay. As we said, nothing malicious or intentional done there. It's just the throw was behind her, and Rippey reached across to try to catch the ball, and luckily the ball didn't hit her. That could have been a even worse situation. And a reminder to slide next time. 2-1 is the count. This one's going to be hit and caught, and the Indians will get out of the inning with no damage done. We'll take a break. Be back with the bottom of the fifth. ICC trails at 8-1. Back with more right after this.
This broadcast is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars in Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, Davis Ford, First American National Bank, TM Realtor Agent Ricky Murphy, Max Home, the ICC Baptist Student Union, Cagle Eye Center, Bank Okolona, Sam's Town Market in Mantachie, State Farm Insurance Agent Brandon Poland, the ICC Wesley Foundation, the ICC Foundation and Alumni Association, and donations to the Sports Information Indian Club from viewers like you.
If this just cost a little bit less.
Let's take a look at that with the Renaissance replay. Make the right call with over 400,000 shopping discounts right from the Renaissance Rewards Extra checking app.
Might be a little while before I get to the bank.
That's an incomplete pass. Let's give it a Renaissance replay. Renaissance Mobile Check Deposit. Make the right call and open an account with Renaissance today.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We head now to the bottom of the fifth inning. 8-1. Co-Lin with the lead here in game two, trying to complete the sweep of ICC. They won the first game of the day by the final score of 8-3. This is going to be Rippey coming to the plate here for the Indians.
Now batting, number 17, Rain Rippey.
So Rippey will start us off here. We're in the bottom of the fifth as Rippey fouls this one back for strike one. It's a solo home run in the fourth inning by Shaw that's helped extend this game. Indians get out of that last inning with no damage done. As that pitch hops across for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs. Rippey at the plate. I believe it probably Bishop up next, I think. I can't see the batter's box from here. Is there toss over 1-3 to retire Rippey. So 1 out in the inning. She got just enough of that one. Excuse me, it's actually going to be Brown coming to the plate. So Lexi Brown
now batting
coming to the dish.
Lexi Brown.
She'll dig in here with 1 out and nobody on. Swings the first pitch she sees, hammers it, but foul and out of play for strike one. Lexi is sophomore, first baseman out of Morton. She went to Morton High School. Waiting the 0-1 pitch here. That pitch missing outside. 1-1 now is the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody on here. This pitch fouled back and out of play. 1-2 now is the count. Looks like Blackburn going to try to go the distance here. They did have some pitchers up and warming up after Shaw's solo home run, but Blackburn kept the bats quiet and no more arms getting loose in the bullpen for the Wolves. 1-2 is the count here on Brown. And they're going to say she did not go, and no way you could check that swing to first base with the left-handed batter, but the home plate umpire did, and he said he did not. He said she did not go. 2-2 now is the count. This one's going to be fouled off, and we'll stay at 2-2. Well, the sun's starting to tuck itself away here behind the Tom Bigby Waterway. So that means it's going to start getting a little chilly out here. 2-2 now is the count with 1 out. Good, I need it to be cold. You want to know why, Raphael? I got some of Mama's dumplings I brought home from visiting this weekend, and that's what's on the menu for supper. As this one fouled off and out of play, we'll stay at 2-2. Either that or she's got some tomato soup she sent home. That sounds good too. Right now, this fat guy, anything sounds good. I'm hungry. Lunch was a long time ago. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Brown at the plate. Swings on this one. It's going to be a single out to left field for Brown. Nice at bat there by Brown. Battled, and fouled off some pitches and was able to send that one out to left.
Now batting.
And now this will be
Bailey Ware.
Bailey Ware coming to the plate. 1 out, runner at first. Ware fouls this one right back into your living room for strike 1. Ware walked in her only at-bat so far in the game. Technically not an at-bat since she walked, but her only appearance, I should say. 0-1 is the count here to Ware. Runner at first is Brown. It'll be a chop and foul ball. Coach Ernest tried to make a play on that one, but couldn't find it. 0-2 now is the count here on Ware. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner at first. The home plate umpire did not like the ball they sent in. He's going to send it back to him. And now we're working with the 0-2 count here to Bailey Ware with 1 out and a runner at first. That pitch missing outside. Not a bad spot to miss, especially to a left-hander slap hitter who tends to chase those. 1-2 now is the count. So waiting the 1-2 offering here to Ware. Runner at first with 1 out here in the inning. Ware slaps this one down to third. And they're going to go to second for the force out, so that'll be a fielder's choice. And now with 2 outs in the inning, this is going to be Bishop coming to the plate.
Now batting, number 10, Taylor Bishop.
So Bishop will dig in with 2 outs and a runner at first after Ware reaches on the fielder's choice. And he is going to try to spark a 2-out rally here to see if they can claw their way back into this one. That pitch in there for a strike. 0-1 is the count, 2 outs. Got good speed over at first and Ware. That pitch missing low. 1-1 now is the count here to Bishop. Bishop is a sophomore out of North Pontotoc High School. As the pitcher, going to have to tie her shoe here. Blackburn has tossed a pretty good game here. She's given up 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned off a solo home run. She's only walked 1 There's going to be a hit. First baseman finds it, steps on the bag to retire Bishop and end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. We played 5. It's 8-1. Co-Lin with the lead. We'll take a break and come back with the 6th right after this here on the ICC Sports Network.
Playing on tour takes years of dedication, hours of practice, focused precision, and nerves of steel. That's how you become great at the game, but not how you should bank. That's why Allie Ewing chose Renaissance Bank. Their easy-to-use app makes banking a breeze, no matter where she is. Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
Athletic summer camps are back at Itawamba Community College. ICC offers camps in band, baseball, basketball, cheer, soccer, softball, tennis, and volleyball throughout the months of May, June, and July. Spots are limited, and you know they'll be filling up fast. Visit the homepage of letsgoicc.com. That's letsgoicc.com to find a camp for your favorite athlete and register today. Itawamba Community College, the best camp here.
How do we know you'll love pretzel crust? Because this person begged us to never tease them again about their precious pretzel crust. Well, guess what? Pretzel crust is back! Or is it? Nah, seriously, it's back. Maybe. No, it's back. Pizza. Maybe.
Now batting, Richardson.
And welcome back. We're moving now to the top of the 6th inning. Going to be Richardson, West, and Cole scheduled up here for Co-Lin. They lead at 8-1. Richardson singled. That was her 4th hit of the day, first of the game. That was in her last at bat as that pitch missing low for a ball. She struck out and she reached on the fielder's, well, didn't technically reach. She hit into a fielder's choice to end the 2nd. So 1-0 is the count. That pitch missing outside, 2-0 now is the count. Co-Lin picked up the win, 8-3 in game 1, leading this game 2, 8-1 here, trying to complete the sweep of the Indians. As that pitch missing, 3-0 is the count. Well, they needed some help. They were still in the chase for the championship. They needed to come in and sweep today. Looks like they might be doing that here. Still got an inning or so to play. And then they needed some help from Northwest. As that pitch in there for a strike, taking the whole way that time was Richardson. They needed some help from Northwest, and Northwest almost helped them out, but it was a walk-off in the bottom of the 7th by Jones in Game 2. They won it 4-3 to complete the sweep of the Rangers and earn the conference championship, as that's going to be ball 4 issued to Richardson. So that means Jones, number 1, Co-Lin, number 2, going into that tournament. Haven't seen what Pearl River has done today. Pearl River could slide up to that 3 spot with a win. As that pitch missing low for a ball. So Pearl River can move up to that 3 spot with a win or a split. If they sweep, they'll for sure move into that spot. Northwest could be 4, so 3 or 4 still up for grabs, depending on what Pearl River did today. As this pitch fouled back into your living room, 1-1 is the count. Gulf Coast, they're 19-9. Northwest, the best that Northwest could do is be a sweep to tie Gulf Coast, and I don't know what their tiebreaker would be there. ICC, they're going to be locked in at the number 8 seed in the tournament. They will have to get some help and get a sweep today, as this ball fouled off to the right side. 1-2 now is the count. And then Holmes, they were in that number 10 or number 9 spot at 15-13 in the conference. East Central on the outside looking in. Or did East Central make it? It's a 10-team tournament, so we take 9 out of ours. Yeah, I think East Central made it. We'll let you know for sure tomorrow on letsgoicctv.com or letsgoicc.com, as that is going to be a fly ball out to right field. Ware reels that one in for out number 1. Basically, I'm rambling is what's going on right now.
Now batting Cole.
As this will be Cole coming to the plate. She is 1 for 2 on the day. Has been hit by a pitch, scored a run, singled her last time up. So that pitch low in the dirt, gets away, and the runner will advance. So Richardson moves into scoring position. Tyree did a good job of blocking the ball up there, just unfortunately couldn't find it. That sun's going down, and it's gotten cold. Richardson out there kind of bundling up at second base. Swing and a miss. Strike one. 1-1 now is the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner at second here. Co-Lin leading 8-1. We're in the top of the 6th inning. This one hit hard, and it's going to be stopped by the third baseman. Throw across the way is dropped. And that'll be an error on the play. E3. And now runners on the corners with 1 out. I knew if I talked about it long enough, brother Chris would come through with me. So we've got some other Renaissance Bank scoreboard updates.
Now batting number 3, Phillips.
And then, so Pearl River swept East Mississippi. They won 8-2, 5-1. Northeast swept Hines. So, yeah, so there's going to be a tie between Northeast and Gulf Coast. Not sure what that tiebreaker is. And then Pearl River is going to leapfrog Northwest. They'll take over that 3 spot. As the throw is going to be down, it's going to get away, and that's going to be another error, and another run will score. As really nobody tried to grab that throw. Gets to the outfield, and that is the 5th error of the game on the Indians. So 0-1 is the count. Phillips is at the plate. That pitch missing for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. Runner was able to advance all the way over to third after the ball got away. As Richardson came across the score, that does make it an 8-run lead now. Co-Lin looking to pick up some of those insurance runs. So this one fouled back out of play. 1-2 now is the count. And when we talk about those insurance runs, we talk about your Itawamba County State Farm agent, Brandon Poland. Whether it be home, auto, or life, Brandon is ready to meet with you and set up an appointment for a free quote today. If you're looking for Brandon, he's located about halfway down South Adams Street. Just look for that big red sign with his name on it. As the 1-2 pitch coming, it's missing outside. 2-2 now is the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Shaw getting set to deliver the 2-2 pitch. This one popped back and out of play. I got to give credit where credit's due. If you get a strikeout against this Co-Lin team, they make you earn it because they foul off a lot of pitches. They foul them back and out of play. They extend a lot of these at-bats, and a lot of that is also proof to why they're having to chase down some balls right now because they are constantly fouling them off. So 2-2 is going to be the count here. Home plate umpire is kind of checking the ball. He don't like that one. He's like, nope, we ain't going to do it. And then they're going to check this other one. Raphael, if you would, next foul ball announced, please return all foul balls to the first base dugout. As I don't think a lot of people are going to retrieve them because back when we were little, Raffy, you would get a snow cone. Yeah, see, nobody even got the home run ball. Dr. Allen had to bring that one back. But, yeah, back in the day when Raphael and I were little, we would fight over foul balls because if you got one, you could take it to the concession stand and get a snow cone. I can't tell you how many times Raphael deboed me when we were little. Over a stinking snow cone is that pitch missing low and inside. 3-2 now is the count. pitch, 1 out here in the inning. 3-2 is the count here to Phillips. This one hammered high, but it's going to go foul.
Please return all foul balls to the first base dugout.
So again, as I talked about earlier, Co-Lin does a great job of fouling off pitches when they have a 2-strike count on them, and that's another example of it there. 3-2 now is the count. 1 out. There is a runner at third base. Time is taken. This has been a long game, too. As this pitch popped up, I'm just going to get back and out of play, and we'll stay at 3-2. The reason why I say it's been a long game, well, when we started the game, Campus Police went to take the umpires back to their dressing room area. Well, they didn't tell anybody they weren't bringing them back. And so Colin Minga to the rescue. He went and got them, as that's going to be ball 4. So after an extended delay between innings, it's just been a slow pace to this one. There's 1 out in the inning now. Runners on the corners. As we're going to have a new batter coming up here, I believe. Get her number real quick. This is going to be number 10, Breland, coming up to bat. So Breland will dig in to bat here with 1 out. Runners on the corners here. 9-1 is your score in favor of Co-Lin. This is starting to feel like one of those conference tournaments, region tournaments, when you get late into the evening and just the day kind of drags along, and that's where we're kind of at here. Breland at the plate. 1 out, runners on the corners here for the Wolves. That first pitch in there for a strike. So 0-1 is the count. Shaw set to deliver. And this one grounded. Found, and throw across the way is in time, but it will score the run. 10-1 now on the 5-3 ground out RBI that plates Cole, who reached on an error, and is now 10-1 Co-Lin. We got another batter coming in here. This is going to be Williamson coming into bat.
Now batting, number 19, Williamson.
So Williamson will dig in with 2 outs here in the inning. So here's the interesting thing here. So, and this is once again coming from Brother Chris. So we're trying to figure out that tiebreaker. So Gulf Coast and Northeast, they split during the regular season. Both teams got swept by Jones. So that goes out, that throws out the tiebreaker of highest seed. They were swept by Co-Lin, and then they split with Pearl River. They're going to call that a foul ball. So no change on the first 4 tiebreakers between Gulf Coast and Northeast. And the 5th tiebreaker would have been Northwest, and they both split with Northwest. So you have to go to the 6th tiebreaker. And that pitch missing for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. If Don Hammock was watching, he would already know the situation here. I'm not a math major. That pitch missing outside. 2-1 now is the count here. This is Williamson at the plate. She's a freshman out of Jackson, Mississippi. She went to Tri-County Academy. 2-1 pitch. That one in there for a strike. 2-2 now is the count. Indians looking for the exit here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second. There's a hard hit ball. Shortstop's going to find it. Zips it across the way. 6-3 to retire Williamson. But the Wolves put 2 more runs on the board, so ICC needs 2 to extend it here in the bottom of the 6th. So we'll take a break here. A few words from our sponsors, and be back with more right after this.
This broadcast is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars in Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, Davis Ford, First American National Bank, TM Realtor Agent Ricky Murphy, Max Home, the ICC Baptist Student Union, Cagle Eye Center, Bank Okolona, Sam's Town Market in Mantachie, State Farm Insurance Agent Brandon Poland, the ICC Wesley Foundation, the ICC Foundation and Alumni Association, and donations to the Sports Information Indian Club from viewers like you.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like we're going to get some substitutions being put in here by Co-Lin, so we're going to take another break and be back with those changes right after this.
Hey Indian fans, I'm Ricky Murphy, real estate agent, Tommy Morgan Realtors, and I'm also a proud alumni of the All-American Marching Band. Itawamba Community College was my home for 2 years, and where you decide to make your home will be one of the most important decisions of your life. Whether you're looking to create a plan to buy your first home, or if you're ready today to make a move into your forever home, give me a call or send me a message so we can discuss your next move. And for my family, roll Tribe!
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're heading out to the bottom of the sixth inning. Number 9 is Alina Thompson. She's going to come in and play first base. If that name sounds familiar, she's also another former Indian that transferred to Co-Lin. Trying to check around and see. Looks like that might be the only change, actually. But they might have subbed some folks back in defensively. And going to have some substitutions made here for ICC. This is going to be Sarah Kate Thompson coming back to bat here for the Indians. Been a lot of substitutions. Been some, I don't want to call it slow tempo, but they just haven't been working with purpose in the exchange of innings and taking a little extra time in between pitches. And mix that with the extended delay between innings when the umpires didn't get brought back to the field in a timely manner.
Now batting, number 8.
And then in the first game, we had to tack down the windbreaker out there in right field. So it's just been a little bit of everything today. Thompson fouls this one back for strike one. We even had 4 delay of game warnings, 2 in the first game, 2 in the second game. And so, yeah, it's been a little bit of everything today. 0-1 is the count here to Skate. It's that pitch high for a ball. Coach Chad Case watching. You're right, sir. 1-1 now is the count. Blackburn still in the circle here. There's going to be a grounder slow, and Skate's going to have to hurry. Gets down the baseline, and she's there. Infield single there for Skate. In what could possibly be her last at bat here.
Now batting, number 21, Maggie McVeigh.
ICC on her home field. And it's a single, and now this is going to bring up McVeigh. McVeigh absolutely tattooed the ball in her only at bat, and it was a great play by Meggs on a leaping catch that kept her from possibly tripling on that play. As that pitch missing low for a ball. 1-0 is the count. We started the day at 2:30. That was the first American National Bank pitch of game 1. You look at your clock now. That'll tell you how long of a day it's been. That pitch missing, low and outside, 2-0. We got a 9-inning baseball game starting at 6 o'clock on Thursday. That's going to be fun. 2-0 pitch coming. McVeigh looks at that one in the dirt. 3-0 now is the count. If you're planning on coming out to the baseball game, come hungry. I'm telling you, folks, you want to get 1 or 2. If this game's long enough, 3 of those Brother Chris hamburgers. 3-0 is the count. Taking the whole way that time was McVeigh. 3-1 now is the count. Of course, game 1 is 6 o'clock Thursday. Game 2, 4 o'clock Friday. And if necessary, game 3 would be Saturday at 2. Swing and a miss. 3-2 now is the count here on McVeigh. That is, if Mother Nature wants to agree with us, and anytime we need Mother Nature to do something good for us this year, she ain't done it. Swinging and a miss for strike 3. Nice job battling back there after falling behind 3-0 in the count. And so now a new batter here, and this is going to be Emily Robinson coming in.
Number 14, Emily Robinson.
M-Rob, a pitcher, PO, and has seen very limited at-bats this season, so she's getting one here in her final game on this field at ICC. Is that first pitch high for a ball. Matter of fact, M-Rob, this is only her second at-bat of the season. Takes a healthy swing at that one. Missing. 1-1 now is the count. Boy, if she would have squared that one up and put it out of the ballpark, she would have rounded third saying, Coach, I need to bat more often. 1-1 now is the count. And Rob swinging and missing there. 1-2 now is the count. She walks back laughing because she knows that she has left no doubt on those 2 pitches. Squaring to bunt, now we'll pull back. Listen to that pitch, high and outside, 2-2 now is the count. Your skate, you got to be careful a little bit as they walked out a little bit further than anticipated there. 2-2 now is the count here on M-Rob. M-Rob sends this one out to the right side. It's going to get foul, out of play, and we'll stay at 2-2. So we talk about baseball next week. The week after that, of course, we'll be at the Region Softball Tournament hosted by Jones. Friday will be our graduations that you can watch here on the Red Channel. And Super Talk Mississippi will be on campus that day as well. That pitch goes high. 3-2 now is the count. As Gerard will be on campus to do his show. 3-2 now is the count. M-Rob at the plate. Runner at first with 1 out here in the inning. M-Rob fouls this one off, and we'll stay at 3-2. So it bounced off the foul, a light pole in fair play. So 3-2 now is the count here on Emily Robinson. This one fouled back, and we'll stay at 3-2. I talk about it. Brother Chris is having answers. Well, Natalie Davis also comes in the clutch with answers. She reached out to Don, and he says that Northeast owns the tiebreaker over Gulf Coast. That pitch going to be a walk. So M-Rob getting cheered on there by the ICC students that are here.
Now batting, number 22, Chloe McLean.
And so now another new batter coming into this situation. And we're going to get a runner. Yep, so Shaw will probably come back in, if I had to guess in this situation, to come in and run for M-Rob. This is going to be number 22, Chloe McLean. She's a freshman from right here in Fulton. She'll come in with 1 out. Runners at first and second as Shaw does come back into the game. So kudos to Nadley going out and figure that out. So it should be Jones 1, Co-Lin 2, Pearl River 3, Northwest 4, Northeast 5, Gulf Coast 6. As this bunt is fouled back for strike 1. ICC 7, Holmes 8, and then East Central 9. And then you mix Eunice in there, and they rank themselves by the Massey ratings. And the most recent I looked at, they were probably finished 5th. So they'll be the number 5 seed in the tournament next week. That pitch in there for a strike. 0-2 now is the count here to McLean. So no balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Runners on first and second here for the Indians. They trail it 10-1. Hard hit ground ball. Shortstop finds it, goes to second from 1, and can't turn 2. Runners going to try to score and can't do so, so they do eventually do turn 2. And all right then, take yourself a bow, Lila Blackburn, after the end of that one, as ICC will finish this one up with a 10-1 loss here in game 2. We'll call it a night. We'll see you Thursday whenever we've got baseball action, playoff action coming your way at 6 o'clock here from Fulton between ICC and Hines in the best of 3 series. Have a great evening, and as always, roll Tribe.
Kirk Herbstreit is a man of many talents. Not only an athlete and a sportscaster, but also an expert cartographer, an amateur alchemist, a surprisingly gifted poet.
What rhymes with encroachment?
But his true talent lies in the art of banking.
With Renaissance Bank's great products, rewards, and easy-to-use online tools, every transaction is a masterpiece.
You might refer to Kirk as a Renaissance man.
But I call myself a Renaissance man.